Hello, Ms. Streetman here to talk to you about the gridding process for your project. I apologize if the camera's a little shaky. This is a very interesting rig that I have going here to get my phone to record this. So hopefully it's like my 45th try. Hopefully this will work. So what you should have to do this is you should have your printout that I should have already given you of your chosen subject matter. Mine is of something different so that I'm not giving anyone an unfair advantage for the demo. You should also have your 12 by 12 sheet of drawing paper, your metal ruler, and some type of pencil. For this, you are going to want to draw this as lightly as you can. For me, I'm going to draw mine a lot darker so that you can see it on camera. But I cannot stress this enough. You want to make sure that you draw this lightly, okay? What we're gonna do is we're gonna go from this blank sheet of paper to something that looks like this, okay? Again, you're doing this lightly, okay? I don't know if you've caught on, but it should be light. What we're gonna do is we're gonna start by getting our 1-inch border around our paper. So when you're done, the way this will work is you'll have your drawing in this inner square, and then you'll have a 1-inch border all the way around that's just left white. It'll look really nice and neat and pretty and wonderful. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna line your ruler up. I'm gonna kind of turn it this way so hopefully it orients correctly for you. You wanna have this lined up, and what you're gonna do is it should go from the end of your ruler to the 12-inch mark, okay? This ruler does not have a leading edge, so the edge of your ruler is where your measuring starts. So I want you to put a mark at 1 inch and a mark at 11. Again, you are doing this very lightly. I am not, so that you can see it on camera. So I have 2 marks, all right? You're gonna move down to the bottom of your paper, so the side that's opposite from the one you just marked on, and you're gonna do the exact same thing. So another small light mark at 1 inch and 11 inches. All right, so now we have 4 marks on our paper. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're gonna connect these vertically, okay? So line your ruler up with these 2. Make sure that your ruler, the edge of your ruler lines up with your line. And you're gonna connect these 2 with a line that goes from one end of your paper to the other. A very light line. Mine is dark so that you can see it, but yours should be light. You're gonna come to the opposite side of your paper and you're gonna do the exact same thing. So line those 2 lines up. Hold your ruler down with your opposite hand so that your ruler doesn't slip around on you, and lightly draw your line, okay? So now you have 2 1-inch strips on either side of your paper. We have to get the 1-inch strip on these sides as well. So the easiest way to do that is bring your ruler and line it up at the 1-inch mark with the edge of your paper and put a line at the end of your ruler, okay? See that little line I made right there? You're gonna come to this side and you're gonna do the same thing, okay? So you have a line there and you have a line there. Now we're gonna take our ruler, and again, we're gonna line these up, hold our ruler down, and connect these with a very light line. Mine is dark so you can see it. We gotta do the same thing down here, right? Gotta repeat this process. So measure in 1 inch from the top, put a line lightly, same thing on the opposite side. Our rule here is to measure twice, draw your line once, okay? You never, ever, ever want to just put one measurement and hope that you get it correct, because you won't, okay? You have to have 2 points of measurement to draw a straight line. So again, draw your line lightly. So now what you have, you should have a 10-inch square inside of your paper in the center. So we're gonna measure, make sure it's 10 inches. Mine is that way, and it is this way, so we are good to go. The next thing that you need to do is erase these lines, okay? Now, I'm gonna erase mine as best I can, but I drew mine really dark like you're not going to, and I'm gonna have something called ghost lines left over, and this is something that you're gonna see in the rubric for this project. I don't wanna see any ghost lines from your grid. That includes on your outside border, all right? So I'm gonna show you my ghost line real quick. Does everybody see that right there? You can still see those lines, even though I've erased them as best as I can. Those lines are still there in each corner, okay? Now, if I was a student in my class and I was getting graded, That would be some points off. So that's something to keep in mind. All right. Now let's get the inside of this grid done so that you guys can start drawing. When you look at your example grid here on your reference image, it is a 5 by 5 inch grid, or 5 by 5 square grid. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, 5 by 5. Each square is 1 inch. So that means that this is a 5-inch photograph square. This is a 10-inch square box. So that means that we want 5 by 5 boxes, and they have to be 2 inches square because this is twice the size of this. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to line our ruler up, and it should go from the beginning of your inner box here to the 10-inch mark. And we're going to make a small mark at every 2 inches. So we're going to start and make a mark at 2, make a mark at 4, 6, 8, and we don't need to make a mark at 10 because that mark has already been made by the outer border, okay? You're going to do that on all 4 sides. So let's turn our paper, line it up so that it goes from the edge of the box to the number 10. Put a mark at 2, 4, 6, and 8. Same thing on the next side. I like to turn my paper. If you don't want to turn yours, that's fine, but it's just easier for me to maneuver that way. So 2, 4, 6, 8. And last time, we're going to line it up, hold our ruler still, 2, 4, 6, and 8. And just to reiterate, you are doing so lightly. Mine is dark. Now we're going to connect our lines vertically. So we're going to connect these two, hold our ruler down, and you are going to lightly draw these grid lines. These should be as light as you can draw them. To make yourself draw lighter, hold your pencil toward the back end, butt it up against your ruler, and just lightly pull it down the length of your ruler. Look how light that line is. You can't even see it. That's the point. I'm going to go back and make it darker so you can see it on camera. But yours should be so light that only you can see it. Okay? That's what not to do, but I just wanted you to be able to see it. So again, connect your lines, hold your ruler still. You're only drawing these lines inside your inner 10-inch square. Okay, you don't need to draw them all the way to the edge of your paper because those are your outer borders. All right, so you're connecting these. Now, if I've done this right, I should have 5 sections. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Whoop, whoop, did it right. Let's do the same thing on this side and hope that we get 5 sections. If we don't, then we've done something wrong. So again, you are lightly connecting these. Make sure you're always holding that ruler still. If you don't hold your ruler still, what will happen is your pencil will press up against the ruler and move it, and you will have a diagonal line instead of a straight line. And we do not want that in this instance. Okay. All right, let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I did it. All right, now we need to label this bad boy so we can get started drawing. What we're gonna do is we're gonna label our paper in the border. It'll go away later, we'll erase them later, but for now, we're gonna go ahead and label them to match our example. So here we have A through E across the top, so choose whatever you want to be your top and very lightly label it with the same letters as that's on here. So A, B, C, D, and E. And then your numbers are gonna go on the side. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, so now you have all of those. Now, you should know how to grid by now after all of that practice. Hopefully you do. But what you're gonna do is you're gonna start drawing the outline of your picture. Now keep in mind, your drawing will be twice as big as this, so do not let me see any tiny pieces of food in the center of your grid. It should fill the whole picture, just like it does here, okay? Hope you guys succeed. If not, I am here for help as always. Good luck.